Hey guys, Tarke here, and I'm going to show you exactly how the fog mechanic works in this video, and I'm also going to redraw it in Paint, since there seems to be a lot of confusion on exactly how the fog works, and hopefully this will help you pick your League starter, because I was trying to explain this on stream and people really seemed confused. So this is footage that was sent out to the press people, and this is also backed up by the conversations we had with Neon on our developer Bayclast. Obviously, they might change things, but as of currently, this is how Delirium fog works. So we're on a low-level witch on mudflats, and what will happen, as you can see, is the fog expands outwards, and then once it's kind of like reached its distance, the whole thing moves. So you actually start to like lose fog. It's like a moving orb. So if you were to stay near the edge for too long, you'll fall behind. You kind of need to like ride the wave of the fog. And I was trying to explain this on stream, people didn't really get it. You can tell which direction the fog is moving by the tendrils on enemies. They sort of, you can see they point you up, similar to the Legion mechanic. It's not like, hey dude, you want to be going this way, because if you don't go that way, you'll fall behind. And you can also see just from the direction actually follows. So it's going upwards, it's going upwards. He's hanging out in the middle for a bit too long, so he's going to get overtaken soon enough. Standing near the middle again, you can see it's traveling. And then towards the end of this clip, you can actually see the end. So here, you can see that this is the edge, right? So when it comes to picking a build, you want to be playing a build which can ride along the wave. You could think of it kind of like a drop of water, like a drop going into a pond. It shoots out this big ripple, and then it like expands outwards like that. It's sort of kind of how it functions here. So if you're playing a build which has to like stop 4 or 5 times to attack between every single pack, then you'll get to kill a bunch of mobs at the start, but then you won't make it to the end of the zone. So if you want to be riding the fog all the way through to the end of the zone, you want to be playing a build which maps with momentum. So as you can see here, he was a bit too slow, so he's now going to end the mechanic. And he's gone. So the mechanic's gone, and then his reward would kick out. So like when it ends, you then get your loot explosion. So one more time, you can see that it spreads outwards. And if you wanted to be getting, pretend this was a map, if the boss was at the very end, we don't know what's more valuable, if it's worth to just chase all the mobs or to chase down to the boss, and obviously it depends on your build. If you've got very good single target damage, but not very good clear, I imagine your strategy would be to just rush, killing all the rares and killing the boss at the end. But if your build didn't have very good single target damage, but had very good map clear, say you went to the extreme, like, Magma or Syrah shards, you would just run killing all the mobs, so you wouldn't really be killing any of the rares or bosses. You also need to think about how you clear the map, because again, he hung around the middle too long, the event's now over for him. For anyone who still doesn't quite exactly get that, I took a screenshot in game. So if this was the mirror here, this white circle, and this is the mudflats, as we can see, you proc the mirror, the fog then like expands outwards, outwards, and then it starts to like travel, right? And then it starts to travel. It will cover the entire zone, so like it'll shoot out, the whole zone will be covered, but it then travels along. So you want to be playing a build which really can like ride along with the fog. So you don't necessarily be playing like the biggest zoom character, but you want to be playing a build which can either rapidly kill monsters while moving, or you can guarantee you can be killing the bosses. And this will be very interesting when it turns out into like what sort of maps you want to run for your build. Because if you're doing a layout, let's say something kind of like Toxic Sewer, which is a circle, again, what will happen is you'll activate the mirror, the fog will spread out, and then it will go from one side of the map to the other side of the map. If it's like a linear map, it's not going to like rotate around the entire map with you. It's just like starts and spreads. So it's going to be very interesting trying to decide what sort of maps you want to be going for, what sort of builds you want to be going for. But hopefully that clears up some confusion and helps when it comes to deciding what league start you want to be playing, since people still don't really seem to understand exactly how this mechanic works. So one last time. Activate it, fog spreads, and you can see you've got like a decent amount of time. Like, you're not being like super hounded, but I would definitely highly recommend a good momentum build. So examples of momentum builds would be something like Essence Drain Contagion, Vortex Cold Snap. They're also both very good league starts. Something like lightning trap, icicle mines, anything with big open volleys. For melee, I think blade storm would be very strong. You wouldn't be able to clear the entire map, but you'd be able to just get a good chunk of mobs. An example of a build that I think wouldn't be very good would be cremation. I think cremation would be too much stopping and starting. And also one thing you can see here is that once the fog is gone, the enemies are no longer tagged. And also one thing that Neon did confirm on the Bay class is that if you start fighting a boss that's covered in mist, but then you don't kill it before the fog goes away, you don't get the bonus for killing it. So you could have a very legitimate strategy of saying, I just want to play a big single target like heavy strike build, and I just one-shot rares, because you know you'll always get the boss kill, right? But anyway, I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Bye-bye.